Hollywood has always been a place of glitz, glamour, and excess. While fame and fortune bring incredible opportunities, they also come with immense pressure, leading some stars down a path of self-destruction. For many celebrities, alcohol became a coping mechanism, a way to deal with stress, loneliness, or the overwhelming demands of stardom. The pressures of maintaining a public image, handling fame, and dealing with personal struggles often led these stars to excessive drinking. Some actors and musicians managed to maintain their careers despite their heavy drinking, while others saw their lives spiral out of control. Here are 7 Hollywood stars who were famously drunk all the time, their struggles with alcoholism, and how it impacted their lives and legacies. 1. Richard Burton. Richard Burton was one of the greatest actors of his generation, but he was also one of Hollywood's most notorious drinkers. His love affair with alcohol was as dramatic as his on-screen performances. Burton once famously said, "I rather like my reputation actually, that of a spoiled genius from the Welsh gutter, a drunk, a womanizer." His drinking habits were excessive, often consuming large amounts of alcohol daily. Reports state that during the filming of The Wild Geese, 1978, Burton was drinking up to 3 bottles of vodka a day. His tumultuous relationship with Elizabeth Taylor was also fueled by alcohol, with their marriage marked by passionate reconciliations and explosive fights. Despite his alcoholism, he continued delivering unforgettable performances, proving his immense talent. However, years of excessive drinking took a toll on his health, and he died at just 58 from a brain hemorrhage. His legacy remains that of an incredible actor whose struggles with addiction overshadowed his immense contributions to cinema. 2. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was the epitome of Hollywood's golden age charm, a dashing, adventurous leading man with a wild personal life. But behind the charisma was a man who drank himself into oblivion. His autobiography, My Wicked Wicked Ways, detailed his excessive lifestyle, filled with booze, drugs, and scandal. Flynn was known for his insatiable appetite for alcohol, often drinking to the point of losing control. He once joked, "My problem is I can't handle alcohol, but I can't handle life without it either." His body could not withstand the years of abuse, and he suffered from severe health issues, including cirrhosis of the liver. Flynn's alcoholism contributed to his early death at just 50 years old, with doctors citing liver damage and heart failure as the primary causes. His legacy as one of Hollywood's most charismatic actors remains, but so does the tragic reality of his addiction. 3. Dean Martin. Dean Martin made drinking look cool. As part of the Rat Pack alongside Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr., Martin was rarely seen without a glass of whiskey in hand. His onstage persona as a carefree, tipsy crooner wasn't entirely an act. Martin really did drink heavily. Unlike many of his peers, Martin managed to keep his addiction somewhat under control, as he remained functional despite his daily drinking habits. He claimed to drink a bottle of scotch a day, but insisted it never interfered with his work. However, behind the scenes, his health was declining, and alcohol had a significant impact on his relationships and personal well-being. In his later years, he became increasingly reclusive, withdrawing from public life. Martin passed away at 78 years old from respiratory failure, a condition likely worsened by his years of heavy drinking. He left behind a legacy of music, movies, and unforgettable performances, but also a cautionary tale about alcohol dependency. 4. Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed was a force of nature, both on screen and off. A hard-drinking, bar-brawling wild man, Reed lived life at full throttle. His drinking exploits were legendary. He once drank 106 pints of beer in a single day and still showed up for work the next morning. Reed was unapologetic about his lifestyle, embracing his status as one of Hollywood's wildest drinkers. During the filming of Gladiator 2000, he reportedly drank 3 bottles of rum, 8 pints of beer, and several whiskeys in one sitting before collapsing and dying of a heart attack at 61 years old. Even in death, Reed remained defiant. His final words were allegedly, "I've had a few drinks and a few F***s, and that's it." While his career was filled with incredible performances, his addiction often overshadowed his achievements, and he remains one of Hollywood's most notorious alcoholics. 5. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner was one of Hollywood's most beautiful and tempestuous stars, but her personal life was marred by alcoholism. After her tumultuous marriages to Mickey Rooney, Artie Shaw, and Frank Sinatra, Gardner turned to heavy drinking. She used alcohol to cope with the pain of failed relationships, loneliness, and the pressures of fame. She once said, "I wish I could care what you think, but I've got a bottle of scotch waiting at home." As the years passed, her addiction became more severe and she withdrew from the public eye. She suffered a stroke in 1986 and died of pneumonia at 67 years old, with many believing that her hard-living lifestyle had contributed to her health decline. Gardner's beauty, talent, and screen presence made her a Hollywood icon, but her struggles with alcohol remain an undeniable part of her story. 6. John Barrymore. Before there was Richard Burton or Oliver Reed, there was John Barrymore, the original Hollywood drunk. A member of the legendary Barrymore acting dynasty, John was a brilliant stage and screen actor whose career was derailed by alcoholism. Barrymore's drinking was so extreme that he would inject alcohol with a syringe when he couldn't keep it down. His dependency on alcohol destroyed his once thriving career, and he became known more for his drunken antics than his performances. His handsome face became bloated, his memory deteriorated, and he struggled to find work in his later years. He died at 60 years old from cirrhosis of the liver and kidney failure. Despite his immense talent, his battle with addiction turned him into a tragic figure in Hollywood history. 7. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke was one of Hollywood's biggest rising stars in the 1980s, but his self-destructive behavior, including heavy drinking, derailed his career. Rourke admitted, "I was drunk for 5 years. I didn't give a F*** about anything." His alcoholism led to violent outbursts, ruined relationships, and a temporary exit from acting. He became unrecognizable due to his physical transformation, which was partly a result of years of alcohol abuse and poor lifestyle choices. After a remarkable comeback in The Wrestler, 2008, Rourke revealed that he had been sober for years, but the damage to his career had already been done. While he remains a talented actor, his story serves as a warning about the dangers of addiction and the consequences of excessive drinking in Hollywood. In conclusion, fame often appears dazzling from the outside, but behind the spotlight, many celebrities battle personal demons. For these 7 stars, alcohol was a destructive force that overshadowed their talent and success. Their journeys reveal the harsh reality that addiction can affect anyone, regardless of wealth or status. Some fought hard to regain control, while others succumbed to their struggles, leaving behind tragic legacies. Their stories serve as powerful reminders that fame does not shield one from pain, and success does not always bring fulfillment. Hollywood may immortalize their work, but their personal battles highlight the importance of seeking help and support. As we celebrate their contributions to entertainment, we must also acknowledge the dark side of fame, where loneliness, pressure, and addiction can take a devastating toll. Their lives stand as both inspiration and warning, urging us to recognize the human cost behind the glitz and glamour. Loved this? Hit subscribe for more amazing entertainment. Your support makes a difference. Thank you.